everyone. Get started here. I don't know if anyone will even show up tonight. It kind of seems like everyone else is busy watching other channels, and that's fine. Don't leave those other channels to come here. Catch the replay if you can. Hey, Gary Kelshaw, how are you? I kind of wanted to talk about a few things. Hey, Life Freedom, glad you're here. Man, I've been enjoying the heck out of your stuff, Life Freedom. Glad you're rolling what you're doing. I'm trying to roll it from all my channels just to, if it gets you 10 more views, it's good. I mean, I'm doing what I can. Right now, I'm kind of on a playlist kick, and playlists. Hi, Ariel, and I'm going to talk about Ariel real quick, and also Life Freedom. They both have videos. They load into playlists. What happens is you can click on play the entire playlist, or you can just you can go to the playlist, select a playlist, and click play, and it'll automatically play the next video in the playlist. And you leave the volume up at least like a little. You can't have it on mute because YouTube will recognize that you've got it on mute, and the creator won't get the watch hours, and that kind of sucks because that's what you want to do. That's why you want to run playlists. Life Freedom, Ariel, I hope you're checking out some of his stuff. I know you may not be able to get to all of it. Gary Kelshaw and Life Freedom's he's hosting some interesting stuff. That guy, that epic guy you turned me on to, Life Freedom, that guy's fascinating. I would do like spoken word videos all the time if I had a voice like that guy. Plus, he has some interesting information. It's very thought compelling. I don't want to drop a link to his channel, although Life Freedom, drop a link to yours by all means in the chat if you want. I take it my audio's good. Someone give me a thumbs up or something. Hey, today was the hey, we all need to catch more Life Freedom content. And hey, thanks, Gary. Life Freedom's doing some cool stuff. It's kind of innovative. It's kind of a little different than what I would normally watch. Hey, thanks for dropping that live. Thank you, Miss Ariel. I was going to cover a few different topics tonight. And once again, I'm not trying to step on Sherry's toes. Please don't leave Sherry to come over here if y'all are partying over there. I have people who specifically watch every video I make, no matter how bad it sucks, literally. And that kind of generates the watch hours and things that keep me going, even though it's not a lot. But I kind of wanted to talk about data storage. Let me hit data storage first. I was a big Microsoft user, Windows, stuff like that. And so I was used to just take this camera, plug it into the computer, drag and drop the files. Now it seems like being in an iMac environment, I know I've spoke on this before, so I'm going to try to not like run it into the ground, but it operates a little differently in Apple. And all I'm trying to do is get videos, photos, things like that off my phone onto my hard drive. Now, I do have backup cloud storage, And I don't see how like uh, oof, Google Photos, like I constantly get these alerts from Google Photos, like you're running out of space, you're running out of space, and I don't get it because like I literally archived or took off my phone, my cameras and things, which my stuff on my phone is what uses Google Photos. If anyone has some science, please drop it or drop it after the broadcast. Dadgum, I don't have comments turned on for the chat. I will have to do that right after this live. For some reason, YouTube Mobile is giving me problems these days. I can't like monetize videos from it and stuff, and things. And so many videos on this channel, I have comments closed just because there was hateful stupidness going on and whatnot. But anyway, what I'm trying to do is I'm a little late to the game this year. I've had one really good herping trip that I made like a killer video out of. To me, it was killer. It's like my favorite video I've ever made, and that's saying a lot because I've made about 500 videos in the past 5 years, and a lot of them I've liked. Not gonna lie, some of them I didn't like, but you need something to release, at least if you're shooting for weekly release. We're gonna hit upload frequency in a minute. But anyway, like herping trips from last summer, I've got on my phone, or a lot of footage on my phone, and then backed up to the iCloud. Yeah, I agree, Ariel. The cloud is expensive for what little they offer. I've got a plan where I pay $9.99 a month, and I just found this out. I also have Amazon Prime. They have some kind of photo storage thing through Amazon Prime that I believe you get for free up to so many gigabytes, terabytes, whatever it is. So I'm sitting there going, why am I paying for all this extra storage on my iPhone when it looks like I could rent it to Amazon? But when you're in the field, that doesn't really help. Like if you're gone like an entire weekend and you shoot a bunch of stuff, that really doesn't help you much because you need the real-time data storage. And shooting stuff in 4K, you can run out real quick. I won't say real quick, but you can run out. But anyway, one thing that I've been doing a little more of is been working on my photography. I've been shooting inanimate objects around my house. I got a new lens for my camera with what I made from YouTube last year, and it's a macro lens, but it does portraits and things like that fairly well too. And just kind of diversifying in the photography realm a little bit more. Now I am interested in doing better and higher quality snake photographs in addition to the video I run, but also kind of like incorporating and blending that kind of stuff into my videos and what I do. It seems like some people really like that. But anyway, one thing that I wanted to get out of the way is today was my wife's stepmother's funeral. And for those of you that don't know, or that I haven't talked to by messenger or something, literally, we got called by hospice every day for 3 weeks. It just kept on being, she's gonna, we don't think she's gonna make it through the day. Come say goodbyes, come do whatever. And she lasted a long time. She lasted like almost 4 weeks up there. And I'm really kind of saddened that I personally didn't kind of get to go say goodbye to her. Of course, we weren't real close, but a little bit sad that I didn't get to go and say, hey, thanks for welcoming me into your side of the family and being nice to me and stuff like that. But anyway, kind of been a little burnt out on the creative side of things. It's like I need to get my like data storage and stuff backed up to my hard drives and stuff and start editing that stuff. And honestly, I hate editing. And I especially don't like editing this time of the year because this is the emergence. Down here in Oklahoma, all hell's breaking loose. Everything's coming out. People are seeing mass record numbers of snakes. Now's the time to be out there. Kind of been stuck at home dealing with this funeral stuff. Had a good service for her today. Had a good lunch afterwards. And I'm not going to say I regret spending the last few weeks the way I did, although, it probably wasn't like, ideal for me this time of the year. Cause like one thing my wife will never understand is that you can't just go film reptiles any time of the year. You have to catch the hot season. You have to load up a ton of video during the good times. Because what happens in Oklahoma, where it gets really hot during the summer, upper 90s, 100 degrees, you'll have like the spring emergence, like you'll see like snakes on the move all over the place for, anywhere from 2 weeks to 2 months, maybe 3 months in the spring, depending on how the weather is. It gets in summer, it gets into June, July, and August, and it just gets so hot, everything goes back underground. You don't see a lot. And that kind of gets into the road cruising season, which is going to take a hit this year because of gas prices. I'm not going to lie, gas prices suck right now. It was $3.69 a gallon where I filled up at, and for a lot of people in other parts of the country, I know it's much higher. But come hell or high water, I'm going to be in western Oklahoma this weekend shooting some stuff and finding some stuff. And the weather looks good. Everything looks promising. Not a lot to really, get in the way of that this weekend. My Friday should be good. It's going to rain on Saturday. So my Friday should be good. Over $6 a gallon in SoCal. Lou B, 747. Lou, man, hang in there, bud. Yeah, it's not really gonna like stop me from road cruising. I was talking to Snakes on the Plains, and he was talking about like getting a mini compact car just for cruising. Something that gets 40 miles to the gallon or something. And I kind of understand that because road cruising is an incredibly efficient way, if you're older and can't hike as much, to find a lot of snakes, but also you cover a lot of ground in a short amount of time. And that's the thing is you can like take Google Earth or something like that or a map and kind of look around and see where the trees, rocks are, assess the habitat, look for water sources and say, wow, snakes will move across these roads. Sometimes it's a 10-minute window. Sometimes it's 20-minute window. Sometimes it's an hour window. But snakes will move at different times. They like this is just an Oklahoma observation. And it's mine. Like when I go out and I want to show someone a pygmy rattlesnake, western pygmy rattlesnake, or copperhead, someone not from the area, never seen either. They want to see them. They want to get their lifer. I go, okay, Let's get out there when it's about 85, 86 degrees. Temps start dropping as the sun goes down. For some reason, and once again, this is my observation, feel free to note and make notes of your own. But when for me to target like something like, pit vipers on the move, western pygmies, copperheads, cottonmouths, it seems like right when the temperature starts dropping and it hits about 80, 79, that's when I, have that 10 to 30 minutes of amazing good luck and see 10 to 15 snakes in, at 30 minutes to an hour. Yeah, the snakes are coming out up there in Pennsylvania. I've got friends up there sending me pictures. Life Freedom. It's good. Hopefully, it means the warm weather's on the way. A friend of mine from Philadelphia called me the other day and said he thought it was going to snow, and I'm just like, yeah, God, I'm ready for summer. Who's ready for summer? You're ready for summer. I'm ready for summer. I'm ready for spring. I'm ready to be out of the house like the next 3 weekends in a row, playing with rattlesnakes, bull snakes, maybe a hognose or something if I can find one. I'll never flip a milk snake. I've just got it in my head that milk snakes for me are the equivalent of the vine snake for Smet Logic. Although I bet you he finds one this year. We're gonna keep fingers crossed. Throw all the good luck Smet Logic's way that we can. He needs the vine snake. Oh wow! Okay, it did. Cool. A friend of mine just shot up to Oil City, Pennsylvania, and he posted on his Facebook, it's warmer in Pennsylvania. This is like 3 or 4 days ago. Acropolis or somewhere up there, somewhere up in that area. It's like it's warmer in Pennsylvania than it is in Oklahoma right now. And I'm just like, oh, that sucks. We've got bugs moving. The other night I went road cruising for a while and was really surprised. I saw a lot of mammals. I saw like 8 or 9 skunks, about 15, 20 rabbits, cottontail rabbits, handful of deer, armadillo, lots of bugs, 0 snakes. Another thing that I like try to get in the heads of herpers, and this is one of those things I learned from someone younger than me that I just never really put together. He always told me, when the bugs are moving, there's a good chance that snakes are moving. And watch things like, like your tarantulas and flies and stuff. It's like you see tarantulas crossing the roads. Give it about 10 to 15 minutes. The snakes will generally be behind them, and I had some pretty good luck with that. That's why I encourage everyone to keep a log of their observations, dates, times, temperatures, if possible, weather conditions before and after. And the weather conditions of when you're cruising or hiking or herping. That stuff, and it's different in every different region. It helps you see patterns. Recently we were, or last year, year before last, 2 years ago, someone posted on the local message board here in town, I'm not going to say which town, that they were seeing lots of timber rattlesnakes on the move. Timber rattlesnakes, as you know, they can be rather reclusive. They can be hard to find at times. And so I sent them a message. I said, look, I can, remove any for you that you've got if we see them out on the move or something. Because they were going to kill them if we didn't. So it's kind of like, eesh. I always hate relocating snakes. I almost refuse to do it anymore. Gotcha, Techno. I understand that. I pre-treat my legs like a couple of times a week this time of the year when it's kind of when you're getting out and hiking with the Avon Expedition. Works really well for keeping ticks, fleas, chiggers, things like that off. Spray some on my pants too. Yeah, I'm not seeing ticks down here yet, but they'll probably pop any day. We still got like one day it'll be like 80 degrees, the next day it'll be like 50 degrees and cloudy. And it's kind of switching back and forth. Are the animals on the move? Yes. Go to your Oklahoma Snake message page, Facebook pages, or whatever, or content creators. Follow the hashtag SnakeLahoma on Instagram for some really cool photos. Very rarely do mine show up there. I don't feel like I do photos well enough to put them up over there. I did throw one on Wild Snakes Education and Discussion the other day. It was of a timber rattlesnake. And got a lot of positive feedback on the photo. The new lens is like helping me. Like I didn't really think about how well a specialty lens will help you and a fixed focal length will help you, especially when you employ other features of the camera, such as aperture priority, things like that. Got your autofocus turned on, stuff like that. And but anyway, it gets back to workflow, which is where I was going with like data storage. Thanks, Ariel. I can download photos from like my camera or photos that I take on my iPhone to an app that I use to edit called Snapseed. Some people probably don't like it. Some people probably prefer something like GIMP or something. And I'm not saying anything's wrong with GIMP, I just haven't used it. But I watched a short tutorial on Snapseed and kind of figured out you can do a lot more with that than what you just see up front. You just got to click into the tools and go there to like adjust white balance, to crop the picture, to do some things like that. Well, Ariel, I'll tell you, it's kind of a badge of shame in my neck of the woods. And Techno Endo, I would love to know where you're hitting this weekend. General area, not specific, general area. My guess is Pacific Northwest. But I got a Sony a6000. It's kind of like an entry-level digital, or not an entry-level digital, entry-level mirrorless camera. And I've had it for like 2 years. I did very little photography with it, but now I'm just kind of like, I'm wanting to do stuff beyond just making videos. I mean, it's like I make videos, I like making videos, but I don't want it to be my only creative outlet. I've been working on my dog's channel quite a bit. And I'm just trying to get, memories of him archived while he's here and while I've got him. It's kind of cut into my upload frequency over here. Wow. Okay, stuff like that is interesting for macro type shots, Ian. Definitely get some dope effects with stuff like that, from at least from what I've seen. Southwest Oregon. They have NORPAX in Southwest Oregon, right? Correct me if I'm wrong, but like, I don't know. It's like, I don't know what it is about Northern Pacific rattlesnakes. Love Southern Pacific as well, but the Northern Pacific. I love like John Delgado. I don't know if you know him. He's got an older channel on YouTube. I don't even know that he makes videos anymore, but he's got some amazing shots of some Northern California, Northern Pacific rattlesnakes. I saw those videos, and I fell in love with them. That's just my that's just my snake. Is there no pecs? Okay, yeah, no, I kind of figured as much. Yeah, Ariel, and I've had like four friends get new cameras this week. Crazy, and they're like all asking me to do like what to do, and I'm like, do I look like Techno Indo who like actually knows how to operate a camera and make it really good? My philosophy with photography is master one bridge at a time. When I started out doing photography years ago, I used a Pentax K1000 with a 35 millimeter film. There was no autofocus, there was no auto zoom, there was no auto aperture, there was no auto ISO. You had to do all that stuff manually. You either got a good picture, you didn't, and you paid for it either way. The digital technology has brought us so far that like I can just change modes on my camera a lot of times. And one thing that a friend of mine who does, I'll say this, better photography than I do, told me, take a rubber snake about, the size of the animal you expect to be photographing. Stage it in an area that would be similar to where you're photographing. Think about the hours you're going to hit, the seasons, and practice, like different distances, different lengths, different camera settings. It's a learning curve. You really have to learn what works for you and the kind of photographs you want to get. Ariel, I will try and message you after this, or go back through this week's messages and see if I can find some good tutorials for you. Well, Ian, there is that aspect too. We're all our own worst critics, especially when it comes to photography. I'm pretty confident in some of my video stuff. Some things, certain kinds of shots, I know I can pull those off. Like if the animal's there, I can get it done. Photography is kind of a little bit newer thing. And what I'm learning with photography, and this is years away from where I was when I first started. But like back in the 80s, we took photographs, we took the film, we ran it to Photomart, one little booths. It was always next to a Dunkin' Donuts or Winchell's or something. You drop off the film, and they didn't always charge you for every picture, but if you wanted the picture, it was like 27 cents a picture. I think it was a little lower, and then it got really expensive right before the digital camera age. And you see, you didn't know what you had until you got it developed. We're dealing with a whole nother realm of technology today, and I'm happy for it. I think it's a good thing because people like me can take fairly decent photographs. And I totally sympathize, Ian. I look at people like Cameron Burgess or that guy Cameron on Instagram. My good lord, how he gets those shots without getting bit. Of course, I've got some ideas of how he's doing it. I messaged him about it. He's just like, man, I take some crazy chances. So I'm like, yeah. Snakes on the Plains, another one. Guy uses his I want to say he's still using his kit lens. I could be wrong. Snakes on the Plains, see this later, correct me in the comments. But Snakes on the Plains got kind of known throughout Oklahoma as being, just an amazing photographer. And he's like, dude, I use this kind of camera. It's a lower end. I use a kit lens. And I want to get better stuff soon. And I'm like, yeah, but But you know, it doesn't matter the camera, it matters the end result. And like someone said the other night, you know, if you have a knockout steak dinner and the steak is perfect, potatoes perfect, the salad's exactly like you want it, no one really cares what kind of knife they use to prepare the salad with. So I kind of look at it that way too. A good photo is a good photo. And for some reason, photos tend to drive interest on things like Facebook, Instagram, a little more than video does. Of course, YouTube's always going to be a priority. Hey, Fungus Queens, I think I subbed you from three different channels today. Trying to help you get to 1,000. And guys, if anyone sees this video after the fact and they think where have you been this week? Why are you not in my channel? Just been caught up in funeral stuff. I mean, we had to plan a funeral, we had to pull it off, we had to do this, we had to order food, we had to get it delivered, we had to call the church, make sure we could use their space. And once again, I don't mind having a little bit of a hiccup in my plans to help do things that are more important. A friend of mine said about photography the other night, and he's getting better by every week. He comes out with a different set of pics, and I can just tell he's growing. I can't tell you how he's growing, but I can tell you he's growing. And he told me, he said, Todd, I don't ever want to get really, really good at photography. And I kind of got what he meant. It's like he wants to enjoy it. Doesn't want it to become like a job. I totally understand that, because some days YouTube does that to me. Hey, Moon over Miami. Glad you're here. I've been catching about 1 out of every 2 or 3 videos by you right now, Moon. I just been at the hospital a lot and been doing a lot of other things, and I try to roll your road trip videos, and man, I get them when I can. Just know I haven't forgot about you. But anyway, which leads us into upload frequency. It really is, Ariel, to get it and keep it growing. And I've kind of like backed off of it recently. Like, I still want to do lives and things just because they do count as uploads and you get watch time from them. And same for me, Ariel. Right now, it's like it's my job. And but at the same time, like, you can get in a real creator funk. And that's a bad situation when you rely on certain times of the year, things being hot, things being moving. It's kind of like fishing. You got to go early in the morning, or you got to go in the afternoon. You got to go during certain cloud cover. Otherwise, you're just going to be casting a rod and reel into a lake and get no results. Don't get me wrong. There's days that can be nice. But generally, you go fishing to catch fish. You go herping to see reptiles or amphibians. It was my stepmother, Moon, or it was my wife's stepmother, and she passed away. I was supposed to be in Southwest Oklahoma last weekend. That didn't happen. Go check out Snakes on the Plains video. They had a good one. They hit the area I was supposed to be on that trip. I wasn't. I'm a little irked about it, but you do what you got to do. But sleep schedule's just been all over the place. Get calls in the middle of the night and stuff, and run into the hospital, and you get all out of sync. And so anyway, I'm kind of trying to get back into the groove. But I had a video pop in my suggestions about upload frequency. And it was 2 different YouTube creators, and they had 2 different theories. One was a guy named Roberto Blake. I've talked about him before. and he uploaded, for like 2 years, he uploaded a daily video. And it was fairly good quality, what he said. His words, not mine. And he kind of suggested that, you can't run at that pace forever, and especially not in the kind of field I'm in. It's just not going to happen. You might could do that with like captive animals and stuff. I didn't want that kind of a channel. Although nothing against it. But it's kind of like, where Roberto finally ended up at was like twice a week is good. And he even suggested cutting your quality down to upload twice a week. He said he'd rather, put out 2 videos that he thought were 6 out of 10 or 7 out of 10 twice a week than one video that's 9 out of 10 or 10 out of 10 once a week. And I kind of understood that. Then I watched this video from this other creator that kind of suggested something quite different. He kind of suggested just putting out a weekly video and making it really good. Both claim that the strategies work. Those of you who don't know, I've had previous channels going back to like 2009, I think. I've been revisiting some of those old channels too, because after I abandoned that channel, some of those videos took off and went, I wouldn't say viral, but got 100,000 views, 200,000 views. It's just kind of like that. Things happen like that sometimes. You don't know why. And so trying to stick with the same channel for, I wouldn't say, the rest of my life, but this and the Angry Aatrox are probably going to be it. That and Odie the Boston Terrier, my dog channel, which I don't take real seriously. That's just me getting memories, uploading them, so I will have them around. Back up some of them, not all of them. But what I noticed is on some of these older channels that like had videos that were constantly getting 3,000 views, 5,000 views, 10,000 views. And then eventually they would produce a video, not even the best video on the channel, not even one of the top 5, but they would produce a video that's like get 90,000 views or 120,000 views. And I kind of thought, what were you doing? I would either go out and go herping and film stuff while I was herping and not do a lot of editing. And Ian, I did catch your earlier comment about you can do everything on the computer. I want to come back to that. Because I know what you're saying. I'm the same way. I just 2 weeks ago finally got like a decent real Godox 850 flash for my Sony, and I'm almost better without it at this point. But and I hate to even think about a diffuser. I mean, and they're cheap. Or there's some decent ones that are cheap, but I don't know. I'm just not there. Yet, maybe someday I will be. But anyway, one thing about those older channels that produced some pretty good numbers, even though like I never got the subs, I got the video counts higher than most, than what I thought. I would upload, like, I might not upload for 2 weeks, and then I'd upload like 3 videos a week. And then I'd like, be off another week, and then I'd upload 4 videos the next week. And so, I do think there was some magic to the upload frequency. And once again, with herping stuff, like, look at all the work that goes into one of Ian's videos. Go check out Techno Endo. Matter of fact, I'm going to drop his link. I'm going to drop Ian's link. Y'all go subscribe him. And Ian, I thought I was subscribed to you from this channel, but I wasn't, so I went ahead and hit that bell. I know I've got you on my Angry Aatrox channel, but guys, hit that channel and subscribe for Ian. Guy makes a killer video, puts a lot of good work into it. But, you know, one thing you hear about is consistency in uploading. We all hear about this. And I think that it's important. Some people say it's more important than upload frequency. Maybe, maybe not. Sometimes I just think things happen. We've all seen someone that makes these like killer knockout videos. Hey, thank you for that, Fungus Queen. TechnoEndo does a great job on his videos. He incorporates a lot of different things, and it's good stuff. You know, Ian, I'm shifting that way too. I'm kind of like becoming less interested in YouTube and more like, how do you make this kind of shot happen? It's kind of funny how things are just like that these days. And once again, and I'm kind of branching out more into photography, which, you know, it's probably never going to be my main thing, but do I want to know how to do it to get some like Daniel Wakefield type kind of stuff? Hey, thank you for that, Ariel. TechnoEndo's a good dude. He's usually ready to reach out and help new creators and stuff. Not volunteering, Ian, just saying. I've seen that in the past. He deserves some subs. But anyway, you know, sometimes I wonder if it's just a certain time of hitting a data pocket. Because what I do with my YouTube shorts, I also usually shoot them to TikTok, which I'm not a huge fan of the platform. I'm really not. I don't like TikTok. I mean, some of it can be pretty neat for some things, like Ukrainian war footage. Okay, you're seeing stuff on TikTok I'm not seeing on like Instagram or anywhere else. But like with my short videos, I've had a ton of luck on Instagram, and it's just your upload time seems to be key there. I can upload like a video of a dead bug doing nothing and get 4,000 views on Instagram if I upload it at the right time. There are videos on YouTube at, you know, what is the optimum time to upload your Instagram short? And I think some of those are worth watching if you're an Instagram creator. You know, I kind of do too, Ariel, to some degree. TikTok is a lot of like teenage girls doing stupid things. And it's like, if I would have found this when I was 25, I'd have probably been all over it. I'd probably be on it for 5 hours a night. But, you know, now I'm just old. And not really there. So I follow some snake channels on there, like Colorado Snake Hunters. Those guys have a good channel. Desert Wolf used to have a channel on there, and he's kind of not done a lot on YouTube lately. I don't know what's going on with him. But I was following him, and he had his set followers only, just not anyone could see him. He was doing some pretty interesting, different kinds of stuff. And then, I don't know if he pulled it down or what, but maybe just got tired of it. I mean, multiple platforms and how to optimize them, it's a pain. Trust me, it's a pain. Excuse me. Yeah, I understand that, Ian. You just want to tell a good story. And me, I'm just kind of like, story? There's my truck. I'm going to get in it. This is me. I'm driving down a dirt road. I can see how my storytelling is going to be a little better this year. But what I've noticed is people don't tend to react favorably to those kinds of videos for me. Maybe they will get there eventually, or maybe people will adapt them. But I'm going to make more like that this year, just because I want to. Just because, like, I don't care if anyone watches it or not. It's just that creative impulse to throw in a little more B-roll, to have the drone track the truck. Love those kinds of shots. Incorporate more drone footage into my reptile videos. That way I kill kind of two birds with one stone. I do have a drone channel. I don't really promote it because like it has like 40 subs, and it's kind of more of a local interest thing. If you weren't from this area, you probably wouldn't find it real interesting. So I don't promote it, and I'm not trying to. But yeah, YouTube and Rumble is enough for me. I've been assessing things with Rumble, and what I'm looking at, and this kind of came from Smet Logic, and I do take Smet Logic's advice pretty seriously. They say something I kind of like, you got a point there. He said, Todd, you're really good about getting those close-up shots. That's your specialty. And he didn't come out and say you're a bad storyteller. And I'm not taking any offense to anything he said, but he said that one time. He said, like, you do get those close-up shots. That's kind of your specialty little area. And I kind of thought about that, and I thought, how do I take what I'm really good at and maximize it? So anyway, I'm in the process of setting up like Shutterstock and Blackbox accounts, because ultimately commercial video production is especially where it pertains to snakes, there's a whole lot of competition and not a huge market. I have sold some stuff before. Enough to justify anything, not really. But is it nice to get a paycheck out of a video that you already made? Yeah, that's cool. Because you're not expecting any return, and then you get a return on it, and it's a good return. It's good stuff. But yeah, I like the drones, and I like doing aerial footage of like landmarks and things around where I live. Drones like out in nature, they're good for like B-roll shots, or 3 seconds here, 5 seconds there, maybe some habitat footage. I'm always kind of nervous about people who can decode the drone shot and kind of figure out where you're at from the drone shot. But at the same time, a lot of times I obscure a location. I'll shoot drone footage in one area and weave it into a video when I'm like 20 miles down the road in another area. So, kids, don't believe everything you see on TV. I'll give it that. And anyone whose playlists or videos that you're not seeing me on, and I'm not, the people that are here I'm pretty current on, but like Moon, I've been able to catch one out of every 4 or 5 of your videos recently. Just been a lot going on personal life. I hope that kind of slows down soon, because I need it to. When you're kind of used to being by yourself most of the day, or used to driving around in the woods, or going hiking or going herping, maybe with 1 or 2 other people, and then it's like, here's 20 family members, and they're all in your house. I mean, I love my family, don't get me wrong. Glad they're there. Glad they support what I do. Glad I can be there to support them. But it's just when it's like, when you're used to, if I'm at home, it's me, my wife, and my dog. Occasionally, a friend of mine or a friend of hers stops by, hangs out for a couple hours. That's about it. Then you go from that to like, there's 30 people in your living room, and you're like, and don't get me wrong, I'm glad we have a house that we can accommodate people for the holidays. But hope all you guys had a happy Easter too, if you do Easter. But anyway, upload frequency, I'm kind of like, a little bit torn, a little bit mixed. But also I'm kind of getting to the point of what Ian was hitting on was, make the video you want to make and put it out. Because the stuff that I feel that I excel at, which is the up close venomous snake video, Not all of them are super good. There's a few out there that I would totally brag on. YouTube's not really, to me, the market for that anyway. That's not where you're going to have your best success. At least for me, from my observation, without hiring like a social media marketing service or something like that. I don't really want to do that. I'd rather just pay a membership at Blackbox and be able to upload there and have it get marketed out from there. Mimo app. I may go to our Discord later, Ariel, and if you catch me in there, or I may just message you on Instagram. I haven't even heard of the Mimo app, so I'm a little behind. But gang, this weekend it should be good. This Friday, I should see some bull snakes and rattlesnakes. It's kind of what I'm after. I may luck into a hognose or a glossy. Kansas glossies are going to be in the area I'm in, and I need one from Oklahoma. I think I've got one from Kansas, but I need one from Oklahoma to mark off the lifer list. Mimo is from DJI. Oh, used to control the Osmo. Oh, okay, gotcha. Because for DJI drones, you use can't remember the name of it. There's a DJI Fly app for the minis. And then there's another one for the Mavic 2 series and up. If I remember correctly, maybe they took the Mavic 3 and put it back into DJI Fly. I don't know. I've got a smart controller for my Mavic 2 Pro, and I really enjoy that. To me, it was worth the extra money. Now, I also see where people say you could do the same thing with an iPad. I get that too. It's been so windy in Oklahoma. The winds have been 20 miles an hour every day, every afternoon for weeks. And was talking with Hissy Fits earlier, and Hissy Fits Snake Rescue. Go check out her YouTube channel too, if you get a second. But we were talking about drones because she's into drones as well, and but she's new to Oklahoma, and I was like, look, it is Oklahoma. This is where the wind truly does come sweeping down the plains. Summertime, you can really just fly and not worry about the wind nearly as much as what you do in the spring. Because at least in Oklahoma, on the ground, the wind speed can be 15, 20 miles an hour, which your bigger drones and even the minis can generally handle that if you know how to pilot. But you get up 300-400 feet, you don't know what the wind gusts are doing up there. That's why I use Kitty Hawk or Before You Fly, stuff like that. But anyway, I'm definitely wanting to do more drone photography soon. I do like doing drone video, but I also like doing drone photography. It just seems like it's kind of a little niche that a lot of people really appreciate. And my main issue with drone photography is I can take some pretty good drone shots. DJI has any of their drones are pretty incredible as far as use and the cameras and the settings, and you can flip it in auto mode, and if you get out there at decent light or when the light's on the subject, you can generally get a good basic photo. But what I'm trying to do is figure out how to convert raw photos, not to JPEGs, but make them where you can upload them to things like Facebook. And I know there's probably a video out there that I need to watch that I just haven't watched yet. And I think you can do that through Adobe, although I just haven't got around to buying Adobe. Don't want to buy Adobe, honestly. Not that Adobe's a bad platform, it's a very robust platform. I want to say Ian said something about Resolve was coming out with something new. And I'll have to go back through later and read the comments, because that's a platform I've been looking at migrating to next. Just haven't made the jump. That's what Pemberton Boys uses, and he tells a magnificent story. And he's actually got some people hitting him up about corporate sponsorship. Laptop, desktop, computer. Okay, and man, man, break it down for me if you can, if it's not too much to type. Um, because I'm wondering if there's not something in iMovie or Snapseed where you can um, take a raw photo, which in drone shots, to me, like the JPEGs are still really nice, especially if you've got good light. You get into your lower light situations, you want that raw photo. You get extra detail in that raw photo, at least from my experience. But I bet you there's a way, I just haven't figured it out, where you could like take Snapseed or iMovie and take a raw photo and and like save it as like a HEIC or something, or you know what or whatever another file extension name is. It's slipping me. It's late. But you could take something like that and do something like that, and I'm sure there's a way to do it. But once again, just me starting to work on photography again. So I'm a little burnt out on video, honestly. Stuff like that is kind of like, I'm finding interesting. It's challenging in different ways, but also from the aspect of doing photography, when you start framing things for photographs, you start picking up on things that kind of add to your video. And I think vice versa. I think it's good to know how to work on both. Okay, you've been enjoying AI sharpening, deionizing to SDX. I'll have to check that out, Ian. That looks like interesting stuff. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and probably kill this right now. I think I've covered everything I want to cover. Hopefully none of you guys left Sherry's live. Kind of feel bad about not just making her live, but I wanted to go live. I just want to keep, you know, uploads current and things over here. I'm aiming for once. I'm aiming for like either a regular video or live over here and 1 or 2 shorts a week until like things get going for this year, because I've still got field herping video from 2020 and 2021 to process and edit, and I just have fallen behind on my workflow schedule, and that's why I'm trying to get my data storage freed up, because it'll help streamline my workflow. So anyway, guys, go sub Fungus Queen Exotic Pets if you want to. Let's help her. Let's help her get up to 1,000 subs. Always a good milestone to see. Thank you for taking the time to check this out. Like I said, if you haven't seen me on your channel, you're watching this after the fact. It's been a crazy week in my personal life. My apologies. But hopefully, Fungus Queen, you get some subs. Hopefully, Ian, you get some subs. And most everybody else has subbed everybody else from what I know. But Live Freedom, I may be around later. Don't stay up. Same for you, Ariel. I'm going to go get a drink of water, go do some things. Last minute, end of the night things. And took a 3-hour nap this afternoon when I got home from the service, because I didn't even sleep at all last night. It was just coffee and power through. I knew if I got to sleep, I'd probably only sleep for like an hour or 2 hours before I'd have to get up, and then it's just almost easier for me to just throw in a pot of coffee and keep going. I know it's not healthy, but that's what I do. But if I'm not on Instagram or Discord tonight, I will be tomorrow. So, gang, leave after the video, after I get it adjusted to where comments can be turned on. leave comments if you have questions. Leave, hang on. Leave me some questions. Here's Ariel's link. Fungus Queen. Sub her back. Hit some of her lives. Good stuff. She does some pretty cool cooking videos too, and like I come in here and like watch Ariel cook something, and then it's like I go in the kitchen and I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna make chicken portobello mushrooms with Francois sauce and something. And my wife's like, how do you know how to do that? You can't put a Pop-Tart in a toaster oven. How are you going to do that? She doesn't know, but I've been watching Ariel's channel. I've been picking up some things. So you get some good cooking tips with Ariel. I don't normally get into cooking channels. I really don't. But Ariel has been a follower, a supporter, and makes a pretty entertaining cooking video, at least in my standards. We're not all going to like the same thing. But please go give Ariel a sub if you haven't. Gang, I'm going to kill it. Voice is about shot, and I am about ready for bed. I was kind of hoping to be on Instagram or Discord later tonight. Kind of thinking now it's 3:30 in the morning here. I just need to go to bed. So thank you guys for tuning in. A small crowd, but a good crowd. Definitely check out Techno Endo's channel because he's not real visible in the group of people that's in here. But he makes an awesome video. You will not be disappointed with Techno Endo. There's a reason for the techno part. Just trust me, kids. Go watch some and then tell me I'm wrong. I double dog dare you. Ian just will make these great edits and great transitions and get these great drone shots, and the B-roll is as good as the main subject, and it's just good stuff. I like Ian's channel. I don't comment on Ian's channel enough. Technoendo, I owe you that. I owe you that much. I really do need to be a little more involved on your channel. And yes, Ariel does live streams. She does some nature videos. She's down in Australia. So she has some good stuff, and she kind of appeals to a broad audience. So definitely sub her if you don't mind, and you got the time. But I can tell you the night is not long for me. I'm going down quick. So thank you guys for watching. Small crowd of 6 in the house tonight. 6, probably 7 at one time. But at the same time, it's sometimes you got to go quality over quantity, and that's where I kind of feel like I'm moving. So hope you guys come along for the ride, and I will see you all soon. Take care and have a good rest of